Hello everyone, welcome back. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for joining me. So for those of you who are new here on a Monday is where I tell my subscribers ghost stories that they send into me themselves here on this email address, ghost stories, like just scary stories. Or you can tag me in anything you see that is spooky on Instagram and TikTok. Listen, let me apologize for the absence, right? I went away for a week, so I pre-recorded all my videos before. Here's the things with my ghost stories is I only record one. With my other videos, I record like 3 or 6 videos in advance, so if something goes wrong, I can just put another one in that slot. With my ghost stories, when I sat down to edit it, I didn't record the audio on my microphone. I recorded it on the camera. And I know some of you only listen to the audio of this, and the audio was terrible. I'll put in a little clip if I still have a video so you can hear what I mean. Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. And happy Monday. Monday is where I tell you ghost stories that you send to... I couldn't save it. I couldn't add any effects onto it. I couldn't make it sound better. And I thought I can't post this. But by then, it was too late. I couldn't record another one. I couldn't get it all ready and have the subtitles done and everything like that before it went up. And then I was on holiday and I've only just come back. So I'm recording today for the next week. So straight back in it today. We are doing a look that here's the storyline, right? I was walking in the woods because I walk now. I don't. This is just the story. And I suddenly came across a group of wild pigs. And you know me, I'm a animal lover. No, animals, I like animals. So I went up to them, I was like, oh my god, you're so cute. And I picked up the little baby and I kissed it on the mouth and I was like, so cute. Anyway, the mum was not having it. She ran over to me and she was like, listen. No, she didn't talk. She just ate me. The pig mum ate me to death. So today's way to die is eaten by pigs. So we're gonna use pinks. I'm using this Patrick Tar palette and it's actually not as pink as I thought it was. We'll see what happens. Hey, okay. Let's get into today's first story, and it is called A Dog Story That Won't Make You Cry. Okay, good, it better not. There's a note that says it won't, don't worry. Okay, cool. It says, hi Robert, you are so fantastic. Thank you for taking your time to read all of these. My pleasure. Thank you for sending them in. Okay, so my story. My boyfriend and I toured the Whaley House in San Diego, California. It's supposed to be one of the most haunted houses in California. And just to preface this, the tour guide said we weren't allowed to take any videos, only photographs, and I'm a goody two-shoes, so I only took pictures. So during the tour, we get to the dining room, and as soon as I stop walking, I immediately start seeing this hourglass-shaped orb on my camera, but can't see it with my own eyes. The tour guide then says that in this room, people frequently see the ghosts of the Whaley family's dog. The dog is known to love licking toes, and of course, I'm the only person there in sandals. Below, I attach a couple of photos of what I saw. As you go through the pictures, you can see the orb going from the left to floating around in front of a table to the right. It looks like a dog trying to get out the way of a tour guide's walking path, and a man from the other side of the room also got pictures of this too. I honestly didn't believe in orbs until I saw this. I know the pictures are one thing, but actually watching it moving on my camera screen and looking back with my naked eye and not seeing anything there was just so crazy. I'm definitely a believer now. Oh, little ghost dogs. It's so cute. And this sounds really weird, but looking at those pictures, it is kind of like a path a dog would take to move out your way. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you have a dog, you know what I mean. If you have a cat, the cat probably just stands in your way. Thank you so much for that story. You know what? I hope the ghost dog isn't just walking around by itself or just being like a ghost dog. I hope like one of the owners is there or somebody who like loved them in life, you know? Because imagine being a dog who like loves humans and loves human attention, but no humans can see you. Oh, that's a Disney film. Disney, pick that up. I won't even sue you. I'll let you have it. Just let me be in it. So our next story is an audio story, and this is called The Candyman Broke My Friend's Shoulder Blade. What an asshole. Okay.
Hi, Robert. My name is Blynn. It's like Lynn with a B. I get called Lynn or Gwen a lot. I'm from the PNW, Washington State, from the U.S. Hi. way out here watching your videos. Love you so much. You've literally changed my entire makeup routine because of you, and it looks so much better. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. And I love your aesthetic. Okay, so my story is interesting. Now, just a little preface, you know what I mean. Now, the house that I'm going to talk about, my best friend at the time lived at. Now, I've never seen any ghosts or anything like that, but I have been in the same room where my friends have, and this friend in particular, she would come to school with like, dark, baggy eyes, and we'd be like, what is going on? And she's like, well, I was up all night because scratching would be under her bed. She would see red eyes come from her closet, and it would be not crazy often, but often enough to where she knew this place was haunted. And there would be times where we'd be having a sleepover and she wanted to do like a Ouija board, and like I never wanted to do it, but they would do it and like scare me or whatever, but I never wanted to do it because she scared the hell out of me. I mean, there was this one time, so this is not the story, sorry, I might ramble for a second. There's this one time we're having a sleepover and she just ballistically started bursting into tears, and it was because she couldn't even say it out loud. Like everyone was freaking the out, and she had just had to whisper it to a friend, and she said that she saw 5 triangular figures just like in the hallway. So now that you know that, this house is creepy, right? Okay. So it was another sleepover. There was like maybe 6 or 7 of us, right? This is like middle school, maybe 8th grade. And at these sleepovers, they love to do Bloody Mary or Candyman. I have never once in my life partaken in any of this. Even though I don't see any ghosts or anything, there's no way in hell I'm messing with that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. I know you. I know you know what I mean. Anyway, so now it's a long hallway. It's kind of like an L-shaped. So like there's like the living room, and then you go down this long hallway, and that's where the bedrooms are and the bathroom. But in the first right before you enter, there's a mini little hallway that goes in the back door. You'll need to know that for later. Okay. So, they were going in pairs a couple times, and then finally there was this pair that was in the bathroom, and 3 of us were waiting outside, and we hear like commotion in the bathroom, and they're coming running out. They're screaming like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, what the fuck is going on? So we just take off, and it was my friend, me, and the friend that we're going to talk about. So there was 3 of us. I was in the middle. The friend that was the furthest away just booked it. She booked it further than all of us. She was running outside. I was right behind her. And our third friend didn't come out with us, but we were running in the street, like screaming, like, just crazy little babies. So we come back inside, and now my friend, the third one, was on the couch crying with my other friend. And the friend is like, that's helping her. Like, Blaine, oh my God, how could you do this? Why would you do that to her? And I'm like, what is even going on? What are you talking about? She's like, you pushed me. You pushed her. You pushed her into the hallway. Like, they're both kind of yelling at me now. And I'm like, whoa, no, I did not. I didn't push anybody. There's no way in hell. I'm a little tiny, chunky little 8th grader. Okay. Anyway, so I swore my innocence. I said, no way did I like push her or shove her or whatnot. And she was like, yeah, when you were running past her, you must have shoved her. And I go, must have. So I go, do you even know what happened? And she's like, I just remember being shoved. I'm like, okay. So it was kind of like a jury trial going on against me. Like everyone was against me except for me and the friend that left the house. Because the friend that left the house saw me, there was no way. Anyway, so I say, okay, well, how about you, the friend that is kind of the strongest, more tougher one of all of us? Can I shove you as hard as I can to show how weak I am? Because also, mind you, the friend that's crying, it was her shoulder. She had a huge bruise, like a black and blue bruise on her shoulder. And that's why I was like, there's no way I did that to you. I'm not strong enough to do that. So I take my other friend, and I am like shoving her. I'm like shoving her, and she's just bouncing off the wall. Sure, she's like a little bit tougher, but she wasn't like that much tougher than all of us were 8th graders, So now I'm telling her, like, obviously I didn't do it. So like where was the direction of it? Because and then we tried both ways, where if I was running against, like into her, how would it feel? And then what if I was running down that L-shaped hallway, like towards her, which isn't physically possible because I was running like forward, not, like left to right. So anyway, so she was like, well, I felt an immense force from that way, like the left to right, the L shape. And I was like, well, that's not possible. I was running behind you. I wasn't running beside you. You know what I mean? I would be like going full force. And so then it kind of like clicked. Like everyone realized, oh, duh, that's not possible, So it kind of settled down. I bet you there were some girls that still didn't believe me, but I was just like, there's no way, guys. Like, come on. So we were all kind of spooked. Now, that was over the weekend. I think it was like a Saturday night or Saturday day. Oh, yeah, because we spent the night Friday. So Sunday, she went to the doctor's. And so Monday came around and she came in with the sling. She had a sling. And I run straight up to her. I'm like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry if this was me. Because, at the same time, while they were like defending me, like, dude, if it was me, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not going to say that I'm not sorry, but I'm telling you, there's no way it was me. And so she comes in with the sling and I go, oh my God, I'm so sorry this happened to you. I'm so sorry. She's like, I thought about it. You don't have to be sorry. I don't think it was you. And I go, are you sure? Because all weekend, because, I went home freaking out thinking like, didn't I do that? Like, do I remember that right or whatever? And she's like, no, I don't think it was you. Like the way that this could have happened, because she showed me an x-ray and she had a crack in her shoulder blade. Like, I might be being dramatic, and, like, maybe someone that is listening is like, no, it wasn't that big of a deal. But she had a sling. I remember seeing an x-ray, and I remember that she had at least a sprain or, like, some sort of fraction, I don't think it was quite like she broke it, but I also remember it took weeks for her to heal her shoulder blade. So, I possibly could have done it. But we even tried to do it, and I was little. I was like 5'3", at the time, or whatever, 5'4", and I'm 5'6" now. So, I believe that I didn't do it, but I also like don't want to believe that Candyman or whatever demon or something was in that house. And it only adds up to me because I was her best friend, the girl that lived at this house, and I remember her coming to school, and often nights her wanting to come to my house because she didn't want to sleep at her house. So, I don't know. What do you think, Robert? Bye.
Thank you so much. I do not know what I think, but first of all, thank you for your story. But also, what an incredible, like, story, like, what's it called? And people are like, oh, well, that's a story to tell the grandkids, or, if you're not having kids, just people, your dog. Imagine being like, oh, oh yeah, have you ever broken any bones? Yeah, I did. How did you do it? Oh, the Candyman. You know how he is, little bitch. Okay, so we have another story, and this story is called Strange Creature. It says, hello, Robert. I'm not sure how I started following your channel, but it's one of the only makeup channels I watch now because of your professional background. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Growing up until I was 13 or so, I would stay the weekend and summers at my cousin's family's house in a very rural, foresty part of South Carolina. This story comes from when I was around 7 or 8. One night, when the whole family was outside having a bonfire, I decided to go inside and grab a drink from the kitchen in the middle of the house. They were installing a sliding back door directly opposite their kitchen, and only made it to the point of cutting a hole in their house where the door would go. I remember grabbing something to drink and started drinking from it while at the fridge. Upon finishing the drink, looking up over the door, I saw something staring back at me. It was coming from the direction where the hole in the house was. It had a large facial structure, dark fur, round eyes, and leathery wrinkles. It also had large teeth sticking out of its closed mouth. Its fingers were on the bottom of the house, as if it was tall enough to almost climb into the house with ease. as the house was at least 6 feet off the ground on the top of its foundation. After the eye contact, I immediately shut the fridge door and ran towards the bonfire to catch whoever was trying to scare me wearing a mask and peering into the kitchen, as jokes and pranks were a popular pastime for my family. When I arrived back at the bonfire, all my family was accounted for, and there was no way they would have made it back to the fire before me. So I stood there, shocked and scared. Although I was terrified, I was more intrigued at what had just happened, and ran back to the kitchen to catch a better glimpse of it. The creature was gone. Not admitting defeat, I had to know what it was and where it went, so I climbed onto our kitchen sink, opposite the fridge where I was originally standing, as there was a small window in front of it, and I peered out towards the edge of the road our house was on. The road was illuminated by a very dull, very old street light, and I was able to catch a glimpse of a large, muscular figure going into the woods near our house. It had the build and stride of a man, but with much longer arms swinging by its side. Because of its large size, it cleared the distance pretty fast, and I was only able to see it take a step and a half before completely vanishing into the dark, dense forest, to never be seen again by me or anyone else. To this day, I'm convinced I had just seen Bigfoot. Thank you so much for your story. That is one brave Bigfoot. Listen, answer this. Answer me this. Are you as scared, right, of Bigfoot as you would be, let's say, a ghost? Or is Bigfoot like more explainable because it's so human and animal-like, you know? Like a regular monkey. I'm just gonna finish up under my eyes and then we have some TikToks to watch, so we'll do that. I'll do. Okay. Pig death. Okay. This says this inmate is in solitary confinement. So what is that shadow figure behind him? You see that creepy person walking like that? Maybe someone's trying to break him out of jail and they're like, the only way I can do this is to crawl under your bed. No, that is creepy. Imagine being locked in a cell, probably with good reason, but like you can't go anywhere because that's where you are and it's a haunted cell. Imagine being locked in a haunted cell. Jesus. Okay. Ooh. Did that just get pulled inside? Let me know what you think. Looking at the circle here. It kind of did, right? Wait a minute, was that being played backwards? That looked like it was being played backwards to me. I don't know. Let me know what you think. So this is a killed by a pig because I kissed the babies and mum didn't like it and you should respect nature. I thought it was going to be pinker. That's fine, whatever. Okay, well, if you have any stories, please go ahead and send them right here to this email address. It doesn't have to be supernatural. It can be a creepy experience because people are creepy also. So let me know. Any creepy people in your neighborhood? You can tag me on TikTok and Instagram. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, apologies for the delay in this video coming out. And I will see you very, very soon. Bye. It's nearly Halloween. Bye.